Hey guys, we're back from a nice little hiatus. I know we took last week off, and well, obviously a lot's happened. So, you want to go first? You want to talk about it?
There's not a lot to talk about on my side, Chris. There
Yeah.
seems to be a lot to talk about on your side, though.
It looks like I had a complete half my body replacement. I definitely feel like RoboCop with this thing on. I did have surgery on my shoulder, and they went through and they actually repaired part of what we call it's a torn labrum, and the labrum is they're these cartilaginous fibers that actually sit right up on top of that shoulder, if you will. It's the cartilaginous fibers that actually holds the humerus, which is my arm bone here, into the socket. So it's a nice little protective area, but it was torn on top. So I had an incredible doctor, Dr. Freeberg, went through, and he repaired it, and they threw a couple anchors in there and all that good stuff. But now I get to live in this thing uh, uh,
Or
for
at
like,
least the next week.
yeah, so I'll be in it for at least a good week, but I'll be using it for about the next 3 or 4 weeks just to help stabilize it. But I'm going to be up and running in about 8 weeks. So I'll be back at it, pushing, pulling, and squatting and doing all that good stuff. But better safe than sorry, and I get to live in this for a while. But I mean, how futuristic is this thing? I got all kinds of tubes and everything. Now check this thing out. So this is a tube that actually hooks up to this ice machine, and it pumps cold water through this thing just to reduce the inflammation. It's amazing. I gotta say, it's amazing. But I also gotta say that sleeping with this thing on is a pain. I mean, it's absolutely
Yeah.
brutal.
I'm
But
sorry for you when I woke up this morning. You were just chilling on the couch.
dude, I've had like 3 days of no sleep at all. I mean, sleeping with this thing is awful because I can't lay down on my back, so I have to sleep on the couch sitting up. And dude, it's catching up to me. I'm delirious right now, but
He is.
anyway,
Some pain meds.
oh yeah. You know what though? I no pain meds for the first 2 days, and all of a sudden, 3 o'clock in the morning, this morning, it was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And it was just throbbing. But so now I tried it, but I'm just switching over to just ibuprofen right now, and it seems to work a lot better for me. So good stuff. Healing. I'm healing nicely. But anyway, really big news on the Reshape front. We launched the alpha version of Reshape. Now, alpha, for those of you who don't know what an alpha version is, it's before a beta version. So we're still working out all the wrinkles, but you can sign up and you can just get a groove, just kind of get a feel for that quick start and what it's all about. We're still kind of working out the wrinkles, and we're going to be working on it through the next week. We should be in a beta version by late this week or early the next week. So we're working on that every single day. So finally things are starting to get going. We've been shooting like crazy. We've been filming all kinds of stuff over the last few weeks, getting everything together for the full program, which is going to be coming up here in a couple weeks. So thank you all so much for your patience. But without any further ado, let's get into some questions real quick and
All right.
do what we like to do.
Here's it.
Real quick, I also want to apologize for not having a shirt on. I actually can't put a shirt on yet, so I've been stuck in the house for the last few days. So hopefully in the next couple, I'll be able to take this thing off, shower for your sake,
Yeah.
and actually get a shirt on. So I apologize. I normally don't walk around like this, but obviously we got an exception.
You're right,
so.
dude.
Yeah, true. I do always walk around like this. All right. So what do you got going on?
All right. I have a question from a 5'4" female. She's 27 years old, and she weighs 200 pounds. And her question, or what she's writing in, she's asking, in terms of diet, things are pretty good. Reading labels, eating regular meals, buying organic whenever possible, etc., etc. I'm also engaging in some form of exercise twice a day for an hour each, whether it's biking, hiking, swimming, going to the gym. My question is, should I be taking in extra protein through shakes? I've heard conflicting information on whether or not this will help my overall goal of losing weight and getting toned.
The overall goal of losing weight and getting toned?
I cannot talk right now.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you're certainly off to a good start. I mean, I hear there's a lot of activity in here. You're working out for 2 hours a day, so 2 different bouts of activity for an hour each, and it seems like what we would consider cardiovascular activity. That's light muscle contraction, long duration for about an hour each. Except for going to the gym. So I assume when you say going to the gym, you're talking about lifting weights. So you brought up a lot of really good things. The one thing that I hear missing from this is a really hard, like it's not a hardcore, but a solid nutrition structure. Because remember, when we're talking about a transformation, we want to move somewhat aggressively into a transformation with a really good, clean nutrition structure. So the question about whether or not protein shakes are really going to help, the first thing I'd always want to ask is I need to know kind of what else you're eating throughout the day. Now, keep in mind, with your activity level so high, it's relatively important that you're going to be consuming carbohydrates earlier in the day and throughout and sometimes post activity, just to help maintain and to prevent your body from actually consuming its own muscle. So I would need to know exactly how much carbohydrate that you're consuming throughout the day also. But just as an overall rule of thumb, if you want to just get a little bit more general, I do advise it. I think protein shakes, especially with the amount of activity that you're going through every day, they're probably going to be relatively beneficial. Here's what we always try to do when it comes to protein intake, and especially when you're looking at losing weight. Our number one goal when it comes to weight loss is maintaining the amount of muscle on the body, right? We did that with you.
Correct.
The biggest thing is no matter what, whenever you're losing weight, you're gonna lose some muscle. However, keep in mind, muscle is the most metabolically active tissue on the body. So we don't want to lose muscle, right? So protein, of course, is the building blocks for muscle. We always want to typically consume about your body weight in protein in grams. So say you weigh 200 pounds, you want to consume roughly about 200 grams of protein. Now, is that excessive in protein? If you ask a lot of people, and even a lot of doctors, they'll say, yes, that's actually an extremely high protein diet. However, when it comes to aesthetic goals and weight loss, a relatively high protein diet has proven to be but extremely effective for most people. So we always, as far as our structure goes, we like to push about your body weight in grams of protein. Now, if you're not getting that much protein from your other meals during the day, then the answer to your question, should I supplement with protein shakes? Absolutely yes. Try to get your body weight in grams. Plus, it sounds like the activity that you're doing, keep in mind, even through a really light intensity, long duration activity, you're still going through this muscle contraction, and as the muscles are lengthening, they're actually tearing, and so your muscles actually do have to repair themselves. So is it important to get some protein post-workout? Absolutely. And is a protein shake probably the fastest way to drive good, clean protein into your body so that it can repair itself and prevent your body from actually cannibalizing that muscle? Yes. So I personally, I'm a huge proponent of protein shakes. Really, it's time to look at the rest of your structure throughout the day and where you might be lacking in protein intake. Start plugging in a couple shakes. Number one, they're extremely inexpensive. Number two, it's probably one of the highest qualities of protein that you can get, and it's also the cheapest. So it definitely keeps a weight loss lifestyle extremely financially reasonable.
Yeah.
And so it sounds like you're on the right track. Now, I think I heard in there that you're aiming for 150 pounds and you're at 200 right now. Keep up the good work. Really, time to take a look at this nutrition structure and see where you're at. Keep in mind, you're not supposed to just be eating protein as far as your meals for the day. Eat those veggies till you're green in the face. And I know we've heard generation after generation talk about eating your veggies. Really, when it comes to weight loss, the more bulk in those fibrous green veggies that you can eat, the more you're going to lose as well. Plus, keep in mind, carbohydrates are extremely important, especially with the amount of activity levels that you're going through. And your fats, I prefer, especially with such high activity levels, I prefer a slightly lower fat intake, and I would increase your carbohydrates just a little bit more. A lot of reasons why, but nevertheless, always get a little bit of fats in that diet. They're going to help regulate hormone balance and all that other good stuff. But time to take a look at it, see if you're getting your body weight in grams of protein. If not, plug in a couple shakes, and you should be good to go. Hope that answered a couple of your questions. Guys, thank you so much for your patience. We're back. We're definitely back. So, guys, go have a wonderful Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Mañana. Oh, hey, go Cardinals. That was awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
Great game. All right, see you guys.
40-21.
That's right.